about it was a man. It was a man. I was like, how you put his beard on backwards unless he wasn't even look. All of them men, they crazy. You know how they lie.
Everybody talking about the pharaohs had these temples and shit built. The pharaohs came, the males, the men who was the ruling kings, they didn't have shit built. They didn't authorize building projects. His wife did all that shit. She the one called in the architects, which back then was mostly women.
Damn. All that
Right.
shit makes sense for real.
So
Mm-hmm.
she called in her architects and started creating new designs. If you notice, since the designs of the Greek buildings, there has been no forward progress in designing of architecture. Everything is just reruns of what's already available. But when the women was being a creative architectural self, right, they were coming from under the different priesthoods, the Sekhmet, which they was learning combat, Bass, which they was learning um, community development, program development, Black Panther shit. Right? They was coming out of their different respective clans, and they was learning all of that shit, experiencing each clan, and then they would go create something that had never been created before, and that's what the Mary Magdala is really Mary with the mandala, who had the mandala effect,
Oh
the
shit!
creative effect, bringing forth the creation from the womb.
Holy fucking shit!
Damn.
Wow. Okay. Well, you teaching. So, now that we're talking about the womb, let's do
Wow.
brother. Tell me what you think about this lunacy right here. This is called Ectolife. It's the first
This
real world first artificial womb facility. It turned the act of giving birth into something that you keep track on an app. On an app on the phone.
That's that sick book coming into play. The women don't even have to push out a baby no more. You get to keep your body forever.
Well,
You breaking natural law left and right.
my theory on this is that after what they just did to us with the forced vacations that they gave to all these people, a lot of women's wombs will not be able to hold a baby no more. They are literally capitalizing on something that hasn't taken place yet. It will come a time that the womb will be so infected that, because the point is, to keep the woman under control, to keep her down at all times. So by making sure that you control reproduction, and now you're getting, in my opinion, family, there is no soul in somebody that's created in an artificial womb. That's just me. I don't care what DNA you put into that being, but this is what's gonna capitalize on the chaos that's gonna be caused by the upcoming downward spiral of the population of the world. Why? Because remember, before they broke down the what are those rocks called? Where it said that they had to keep the population under
the Georgia Guidestones.
the Georgia Guidestone. Before, that's why they broke them down, because they didn't want nothing. Okay, so you guys saw them, whatever, but we don't need your predecessors to see them. The people that are going to come after you, the children that are growing up right now, we don't want them to know about those stones. We don't want them to know that at one point in time we were telling y'all that we wanted to keep the population under a certain number in accordance with nature, quote unquote. All right.
Where did
But
they get that number from, though?
But
right.
that's the problem. That they number ain't got nothing to do with nature. What they doing is pushing they open penal code on indigenous peoples. Because I'm gonna tell you, remember you were asking earlier, Like, why would they give up their uterus? Okay, as a woman that's been through the medical system, the first thing to tell you is you got fibroids, and the best thing to do is give up your uterus. Or we didn't have a slew of kids, which we do, because I got 5, and I already got 6 from my oldest. I ain't even counting the other ones that's old enough to have them. Okay, so now they tried to get my daughter to get rid of hers, talking about, oh, you done. No. And this is how they get us. They, they use these, like the chief said, Chief Black Rock gratitude. These are scare tactics that they use on the indigenous women when we go into the facilities willingly. This is why we said do not take those DNA kits. Where you think of the genetic code come from? That's what the Genome Project is all about. They needed our genetic code to fix that shit. Okay? So
One
y'all
drop
took
of blood.
those DNA tests. You let them take your uteruses without willing to do self-care, self-love to yourself so you can keep our nation going. Now you helping them inadvertently with this bull. Okay? So I'm just, well, that's just some of it. That's just the tip of it. That it's deeper than that. But hey.
I did a video called "The Desecration of Holy Places, Hysterectomies and Mastectomies," because the same way that they desecrate our holy places on the land is the same way they desecrate the women by removing their uteruses and chopping off their mammary glands. But then they put the mammary gland on top of the mosque, and then they put the uterus in the form of the head of the Baphomet. So they can villainize the woman at every turn. I told y'all that. What you're looking at with these pods is nothing new. This is old Anunnaki technology. It's in the holy tablets. It's in the sacred tablets, the cuneiform tablets of Sumeria, when it said that they was growing the children in the birth pods. This is what they was talking about. This is how the Anunnaki was altering the genetics of the species of Earthborn that was already here by using these techniques of accelerated development, right? That's how they was able to clone using this process. And not only do they clone, they also do something called genetic diversification by moving certain things slightly out of position on the genome to have it give a different effect in what's being born. They monitor it just like this on the ships that they use for the birth maidens. If you go back to Mother Hubbard, if you go back to um, um, Inanna, these were birth maidens who overseen the pods on the ships when they was taking long galactic trips. They would grow their own avatars on the ship and jump bodies instead of die. Right? So this is what you're looking at. If there's a description of it in the Sumerian tablets, and also on YouTube, there's some sisters that did some remote viewing on early Egypt for the Farsight Institute. If you look it up, they're going to describe these same birth pods, and they're going to describe the giant praying mantis looking being that was the protector of the birth pods, right? So all this is already old technology rediscovered by modern humanity after the genetics has been altered.
That's insanity for real. That I would have to agree with Jasmine. With what we're seeing that they're doing now. That's some sick people stuff or whatever. But others obviously breaking it down. I encourage you to. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, because it's an 8-minute thing. But Ecto Life, just feel free to check out the video. It is the first world's artificial womb facility that it's already built. This is the capacity that it has. It goes into further detail, but we're not going to take it too far there or whatever. I just wanted to make sure that we introduce that into what we were talking about in regards about immaculate conception. If nobody wants to add nothing else,
One more thing.
go ahead.
Look up Cabbage Patch Kids origin,
Okay.
and look up Cabbage Patch orphans. Right. So these was children that they was growing in the laboratory back in the day.
Okay.
Right. They had a big exhibit of this at the World Fair in the 1800s. But this supposed to be new technology.
You said Cabbage Patch Kids, origins, and then you said Cabbage Patch what?
Orphans.
Oh, okay, Cabbage Orphans. Okay, I'll see if I could. Oh, okay. I'll look deeper into it because it's not giving me exact details,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll definitely look into it. But go ahead, brother. Continue, please.
Yeah. So this is old tech. They just rediscovering how to use this tech because we had a nuclear holocaust on Earth that gave us an early ice age known as a nuclear winter.
Okay.
We coming out of that ice age now, and the closing of the age just so happened to be the time that we restore all things. Right? So when we talk about immaculate conception, this was the cause of the war between Inanna and Enlil that started in Nibiru because she produced a male child parthogenically.
Woo!
They took away the male right to rule from the Anunnaki and gave it to the Earthborn. So Enlil got pissed and launched the attack on the divine feminine, the great mother, Inanna, Isis, whoever sit on the Isis seat, the wife of the Pharaoh, the Pharaoh's mother. But the Pharaoh is really the woman because the word Pharaoh means the woman of the house. The woman is the light of the house, to be more specific.
Damn.
That's deep.
That's
That's
why
deep.
they told us it being great, the great lighthouse.
Oh, teach. Okay.
Right? So the woman can catalog the DNA of every man she ever slept with. And the storage place is called the Queen's Chamber in her brain.
Is that why those pharaohs be looking so feminine?
Probably because they turned the men into the women into men in order to conceal the rulership of the women.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Everything is designed to feminize the men, masculize the woman, underline the divine masculine and feminine by not allowing it to manifest by the laws of nature. But we was put here to become our best self so we could be the best mate for our mates.
Okay.
And contrary to popular opinion, every dude be thinking he pick his woman, he don't pick her, your mama pick her. She just used your heart chakra to find her.
Mm. Damn.
Facts. 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 Facts.
Okay, Rod, do you think do you think Aleister Crowley was verbatim when he said um, learn everything backwards?
Yeah, he was telling you that they flip everything on you. So if
But
you don't learn
everything,
how to flip it back, you can't see what they telling you.
but everything is like pretty broad. you know,
Yeah, they use everything that we already do against us. We already do a whole lot of shit.
And then at the end of learning it, you said you didn't want to go through that shit no more. So
Mm-mm.
now you got to start over. Anyway, if you want to do something with yourself.
Damn.
I don't
Yeah,
mean I gotta like it.
right. Most definitely.
Ain't no, it ain't nowhere in the rule book that say as I go through my development, I supposed to like it.
That's right.
I can get mad about this shit, kick my toe on the motherfucking corner of the bed, and, stub my toe.
Hell no.
I can be mad about this shit. Long as I get the job done, that's all that matters.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's keep in mind now, just to go on to the next one. Let's keep in mind what we found. And remember, rain means kidney. All right, the rain in reindeer means kidney. Now, when we're looking at the word kidneys, the ren in children, all right, children is the Latin word for kidneys, name of a precious stone. We also find the word kid within the word kidney, and the Swedish ren, that means clean, clear, pure, which obviously connects in the language web with the German rain and the Dutch rain, pure, virgin, clean, and chaste. The kidneys obviously also help our biology cleanse everything, which makes it clean, clear, and pure. So we see this purity concept that we find within the concept of ren, since we have the word children, because we already know that the reindeer, the rain also means kidney, as well as the ren in children. And I know a lot of people. What did I hit the? This is, well, the ren in children is the reason why you have renal. When you're talking about the renal glands, it says of or pertaining to the kidneys. All right. Everything else, I mean, you could go ahead and read it on your own. Press pause and read the rest of the whatever or whatever. But the point is that the renal or the ren, it pertains to the kidneys. All right. As with the whole children, all right. Why the kidneys? Because a child is pure. It's not, it hasn't been touched yet. It's still in this virginity state. All right. So we have the child plus ren equals children, and the kid plus knee equals the kidney. All right. Looking forward, we have the reincarnation. All right. The reincarnation, because we're in a cycle. We're stuck in a cycle. All right. And we're steady coming back over and over, and we're not accomplishing what we came to accomplish in the first place. But before that, did anybody wanted to add anything about the kidneys?
Go back a couple slides.
Back,
One more. Okay, the word reindeer right here,
right?
it's also a code. The
Okay.
the rein also means rulership of something. And the deer is the what you call zoo type for the elk lodge, which is the Elks clan, those whose totem animal is the elk,
Mm.
right? So this is the rulership off the elk lodge comes at the cycle of the new solstice. So it's telling you a particular lodge.
Really?
And then you have the reindeer right there, that's the parody of Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And the Rudolph is the Randolph is the black girl matching.
Okay.
So she surfaces once again to get her point across. Y'all niggas gonna learn y'all something today.
Today. Okay.
Most definitely. That for those that didn't hear in the
You gonna
background.
learn today.
Oh shit.
Yes.
But absolutely, going back to the one that we was in, with the kidneys. All right. If nobody wants to add anything else, I'm gonna go
If
to.
you see those kidneys, they look like the early stages of fetal development of a set of twins.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because when they go through the first stage, they look like a butter bean,
Oh, I see what you're. Holy shit.
right? So the the kidneys are the purifier of the blood. It's a filter, right? And the urine comes out sterile,
Facts.
but when it's exposed to the light, the uric acid converts into ammonium, which contaminates the urine,
Facts. Facts.
right? But as long as it's in the bladder, straight from the kidneys, it's purified, right? So this is when you talking about um, the need of a precious stone, talking about a kidney stone. We also find word kid with the word kidney. Kid meaning the baby goat who's going to grow up to be the great Baphomet. The Baphomet symbol is the goat head, which is also the symbol of the uterus, right? And then it says obvious connection to language web with the German Reich. And the German reign was the Reich. In the reign of the Reich, the Fourth Reich was the unknown Reich operation.
Ooh, okay.
So they get caught selling drugs. Now, in the United States, there's a law. It's called a culpability law. If the government solicits you to commit a crime, and you commit a crime, and the government is your co-defendant, you can't be prosecuted.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Everybody with a dope case, their co-defendant is the U.S. government. Let that sink in. Because the government has been the ones bringing the dope in the whole time.
Distributing it, um, transporting it, delegating what locations to distribute it for, for whatever reasons. Yeah.
If we knew about the opium wars, right? This is what caused Mao Zedong to rise to power. The British was going into China and they was creating what's called opium dens all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And wars broke out in the transporting of heroin or opium at that time. It wasn't heroin yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So then they had what's called the Opium Wars. The Opium Wars gave birth to something called the French Connection. The French Connection was transporting China white, but in the movie, I think it was cocaine. The cocaine don't come from France or Asia. It comes from South America.
Yeah.
And some of the islands produce the coca leaf too. Yeah. Right. Now, while all of this is going on, we over here oblivious. Walking around la-di-da in fool's paradise.
Because remember, most news, when you go abroad, you actually hear more news about your country than you'll hear from inside your country. So we're usually just like, we think have free speech and we can delegate and say things out loud and it's everything censored from inside and from outside.
The first time I found out about 9/11, it was a show on a Canadian channel called The Fifth Estate. It's like Nightline or Dateline over here. And about 4 months after 9/11,